This is such a fun cake roll, and it's perfect for Valentine's Day. Start by mixing the batter that you're going to use for the cake pattern. It consists of butter, powdered sugar, all-purpose flour, and an egg white. Mix that up real well until it's smooth, then divide the batter into two, or however many colors you want to use. Next, transfer the batter to some piping bags and then snip off the tip of the bags. If you want to trace on a template, then slide the template underneath the parchment paper. Trace your design directly on the parchment paper using the colored batter you just made. Once the design is finished, transfer the whole baking sheet into the freezer while you make the cake batter. In a small bowl, whisk the flour, cornstarch, baking powder, and salt, and set that bowl aside. Next, you're going to separate 2 of your eggs. Place the yolks in one bowl, and then place the egg whites in the other bowl. Next, place the remaining 3 eggs into the same bowl as the egg yolks. Give the eggs a brief whisk and add a ½ cup sugar, then whisk on high speed for 7 to 10 minutes until that mixture almost triples in volume. You'll know it's ready when you can lift the whisk and it falls back down in a ribbon-like pattern. Now mix in the vanilla and the oil. Sift half the flour mixture over the egg mixture and use a wide spatula to fold it in. Repeat that process with the remaining flour, then set the mixture aside while you whip the egg whites. Add the cream of tartar to the egg whites and beat them until they're foamy. Gradually add the remaining ¼ cup sugar, just 1 tablespoon at a time, and whip the egg whites until you have stiff peaks. Gently fold half of the whipped egg whites into the batter just to lighten it, then once it's incorporated, fold in the remaining egg whites until you don't see any streaks. Spread the batter over the frozen design that you piped earlier, and then stick the pan in the oven to bake. As soon as you take it out of the oven, run a knife around the edges to loosen it from the edge of the pan. Dust a dish towel with powdered sugar and flip the warm cake onto the towel. Peel the parchment paper off so you can see the design. Dust the cake lightly with powdered sugar. Cover the cake with another dish towel and slide a thin mat underneath the cake. Use the mat to flip the cake over one more time. Starting with the short edge, use the dish towel to roll the cake up into a log. Place it seam side down and let it cool for 1 to 2 hours. Make a simple syrup by combining water and sugar in a saucepan. Bring it to a boil over medium-high heat. Let it boil for about a minute, then remove it from the heat and stir in the vanilla. To make the filling, start with the cream cheese, powdered sugar, and salt. Put it in a bowl and beat it until it's smooth. In a separate bowl, combine the heavy cream and the vanilla, then whip that until you have stiff peaks. Fold about 1/3 of the whipped cream mixture into the cream cheese mixture, just enough to lighten the cream cheese. Then repeat with the rest of the whipped cream until it's light and fluffy and smooth. Next, carefully unroll the cake, then brush it with the syrup. Spread some strawberry jam evenly over the surface of the cake. Then spread the whipped filling over the cake, but reserve about 3/4 of a cup for garnishing the cake later. Now roll the cake back up real snugly and then wrap it in plastic. Refrigerate it for 3 to 4 hours, and that will help firm the cake up. Before decorating the top, let the filling sit at room temperature for about 30 minutes to soften, then use a whisk to restore the fluffy texture. Pipe the filling on top of the cake and garnish it with some fresh strawberries.